Okay, so you're having burner problems. Typically, if you are having a burner problem, it's generally going to be when it's lighting, when we're trying to establish a pilot, because there's a lot more things that have to happen during that time period. The normal sequence is you turn your burner on, your set point is higher than your process temperature, and you get a heat demand. So the combustion air fan will start, and the system will drive the air damper fully open. And once it gets to that full open position, it'll close an intertravel switch, or high fire switch, and start the purge counter. At the end of the purge time, it's going to drive the air damper back to the low fire position, or the minimum position, and make an intertravel switch in the actuator to indicate that it's really there. Now we get a lot of calls about this. So the high fire position into travel switch and the low fire into travel position switch, or sometimes they're located inside the actuator that drives the damper. Sometimes they're external. So for whatever reason, those will get misadjusted or out of adjustment at times, or just quit working. And so we need to check those switches if you're not making it through the purge sequence. And if your purge timer is never starting, the BMS will wait for 10 minutes and then it will block out. And if your low fire switch is not working, then you just won't ever get the pilot trial for ignition. But again, the BMS will wait for 10 minutes before it locks out and tells you there's a problem. So if you're having the pilot trial, PTFI, pilot trial for ignition problems, that is some of the main things to troubleshoot on that. Also, the spark igniter. You want to check your igniter. You want to make sure that your cables are intact, that they haven't come loose for some reason, that the spark plug cap, that what we call the Raja connector, is still on and secured to the spark plug igniter. And that nobody has accidentally closed a pilot valve. Believe it or not, that has happened before. So you want to make sure that everything is normal and all the valves are open, pressures look good, and that will solve a lot of the PTFI flame fails. MTFI, or main trial for ignition flame fails, are a little bit different. They involve opening the main gas valves, and at the appropriate time, the pilot comes on, and after 10 seconds it opens the main valves. After the main valves are open, the pilot valves typically are going to close, and now we have to just be running on the main flame. So as long as the combustion air is at the right pressure and flow rate, and the gas is as we're supposed to be, you'll have a good main flame. But if any of those is not in a healthy condition, you're going to get a flame fail. So that's a little more tricky. That's why it's important to kind of make note of where things are for normal, good operation. If something changes, then you have a better chance of spotting it. Beyond that, you may have to call a service tech in, because you get to a point where if somebody's trying to make adjustments to the gas pressure and these kind of things, you can get it into an imbalance that's going to be maybe unsafe or not good for the equipment. So we'll be happy to help troubleshoot over the phone, but I would limit the maintenance efforts to those things on your own.